More of Rock and Roll Dog, Chapter 16. They were searching all of the fireplaces to see if they could find the baton that's missing, and Tessa just screamed from another room. Chapter 16. There are many famous paintings in the East Room, including one of the Martha Washington looking serious. When I ran in, she was looking serious at Tessa. What is it? What did you find? There, Tessa pointed. I had to stare before I saw them. 2 plastic legs with gold zip-up boots. They were frozen in a scissor kick, sticking straight out from the kindling. Astronaut Barbie, said Tessa. Can you get her? I'm afraid to look. Shut your eyes, I said, and pulled Barbie from the rubble. Tessa peeked through her lashes. Is it bad? She'll live, I said. It's good she was wearing a helmet. Let me see, Tessa said, and I handed her over. Barbie was in one piece, but her spacesuit was a mess. Tessa licked her thumb and wiped a smudge off. Could she be a clue? A clue that Hooligan grabs stuff and drops it, I said. But we already know that. By now, we had looked in every fireplace, and it was getting late. We decided to do one more walkthrough of the state floor before we went upstairs. In the blue room, we found Mr. Ross, the one witness we hadn't interviewed. He was looking back and forth between 2 vases and on a mantle. Hello, girls, he said. Do these look lined up wrong to you? I thought they were fine, but Tessa said, the left one's too far forward. Mr. Ross reached up and made the adjustment. Thank you. Then he spotted Tessa's beat-up Barbie. Hooligan? Tessa nodded. We found her in a fireplace. I trust she'll make a full recovery, said Mr. Ross. In the meantime, I understand you girls were looking for me. Tessa explained that we were investigating. Then she crossed her arms over her chest. Mr. Ross, did you notice anything strange on Tuesday afternoon? Only that Hooligan came out of nowhere, Mr. Ross shook his head. It's a good thing we know that dog's on our side. I've mentioned the missing items to the Secret Service, and they've been talking security breach. Security what? Tessa asked. Now there's no need to worry, said Mr. Ross. But let's say we really had a thief in the White House. We'd have to restrict access till the problem was resolved. This time, Tessa looked at me. Access? People come in to visit, I said. Tessa waved her hands the way she does. Like, for example, the Song Boys? Now, girls, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you, said Mr. Ross. It's just that Mrs. Silver was beside herself over those place cards. And then there's the baton. But the other items are trivial, and I'm sure there's no cause for alarm. Do you have more questions? We didn't, so Mr. Ross wished us good luck and headed for his office. We were right behind him till Tessa stopped and looked back over her shoulder. Cammy, she said, who would move one of those vases anyway? I don't know, I said. Somebody dusting? Tessa shook her head. The maids are super careful, and Granny said a clue could be something out of place. Those vases are tall, and they have lids. Wouldn't a baton just fit? 1 second later, I was reaching for a vase. When I lifted the lid, I saw there was something inside. A poor, dead, dried-out fly. Because she takes ballet, Tessa is good at standing on her tiptoes, but she's shorter than me and bobbled her vase. If it broke, Aunt Jen would kill us. But finally, Tessa got a grip. Then she lifted the lid, looked inside, and said, I see something, Cammy. The baton? Tessa reached in and it was not the baton. It was something shorter and fatter that was wrapped in a napkin. Carefully, Tessa unfolded the napkin and revealed 6 cookies? Score, Cammy and Tessa. But wait, Were they green and stale? Tessa inspected them one by one. Then bravely she tried a nibble. After she swallowed, I counted to 10. When she didn't double over or throw up, I took one and tried it too. Delicious. It took approximately 30 seconds for us to devour all 6 cookies. I was wiping the last crumbs from my lips when I thought of something. Wait a sec, Tess. If those are the missing cookies from yesterday, then we just ate the evidence, Tessa said. But the cookies didn't have anything to do with the baton. Did they? Before I could ponder that question, that means think, I had something new to think about. A loud buzz from outside that finally changed into whoop, 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 whoop. Helicopters, and they were coming this way. We'd better hurry, I said to Tessa as we ran for the stairs. Chapter 17. Helicopters can only mean one thing on Friday afternoon. Daddy's home. The helicopter that carries the president is called Marine One. A helicopter carrying anybody else in our family is called Marine One Foxtrot. F for Foxtrot, F for family. Get it? No matter who's inside, the helicopters travel in a group, and nobody knows which one has passengers. This is supposed to fool bad guys. It also fools Tessa and me. Usually when we try to guess which one Mom or Dad is in, we are wrong. Granny and Malik, he's another Secret Service agent, were at the dip room door when we got there. The one on the left? Malik guessed. I think the one in the middle, I said. I vote with Cammie, Tessa said. The helicopter rotors slowed, and their whirlwind died. Finally, the hatches opened, and Dad emerged from the one on the left. Yes, Malik said. How do you do that? Tessa asked. Malik grinned. The Secret Service has its secrets. Dad waved to the news guys, came down the steps, stopped, and looked toward the rose garden. My mom's office, the Oval Office, is on the other side of it, and right on schedule, Mom was walking out the door. When she reached Dad, she gave him a squeeze and a kiss. Then the two of them walked toward us, holding hands, while cameras flashed and whirred. It's pretty much the same every Friday. Daddy! Tessa and I grabbed him around the waist. He kissed Granny's cheek. More cameras flashed. Then he let go, looked around, and asked, Where's your cousin? Tessa said, Who cares? Granny gave Tessa a warning look. Tessa whined to Mom, It's not fair. I have to be nice even if he's not here. Nathan is practicing piano, Granny told Dad. Dad looked from Granny to Tessa to Mom and said, So, what did I miss this week? The President of the United States is a very busy person. She has to travel, give speeches, be on TV, and have meetings. She has to read reports, and she has to boss people around. Granny and Aunt Jen agree that Mom has always been good at that last part. You might already have figured that out because Mom is busy. Tessa and I don't see her as much as we want to, and sometimes we miss her. But Friday is family night, and if she possibly can, Mom stays in with Tessa and Dad and me. We play Monopoly and talk about soccer and ballet and Congress, just like any other family. The only difference is the pizza comes from the White House kitchen. I love Fridays. For one thing, I rule at Monopoly. But this Friday was different. I had too much to think about. Where was Colonel Michael's baton? How did the cookies get in the vase? Was there really a thief in the White House? My brain was so busy I forgot to collect rent on my hotels, and Tessa was just as bad. She was banker and didn't pay up when we passed go. The third time she forgot, Dad said, What's on your mind, Tess? My sister didn't hesitate. Is it true the song boys can't play if there's a thief in the White House? Dad looked at Mom. Do you know what she's talking about? Mom looked at Tessa. Remind me, who are the Song Boys? Mom! Tessa and I said at the same time. I'm sorry, she said. Is that the literacy event? I have a full calendar tomorrow. Taking turns, we reminded her about the concert. Then we told her about the missing stuff and what Mr. Ross had said. Ah, Mom said when we were done. Now I see. And I admit, it's mysterious. But none of it rises to the level of security breach. I think your concert will happen right on. The last word dissolved in a yawn. I'm sorry, Muffins. I'm tired. And I have a meeting at the crack of dawn. The president of a certain nearby nation is coming for a White House tour, and my advisors tell me that I should handle it personally. Must be a big shot, Dad said. Sort of, Mom said. Do you girls remember what I told you the other night? The country we're not getting along with? I said. Exactly, Mom said. Let me get this straight, Tessa said. We're sending money for farms, roads, and hospitals, plus you have to give a personal White House tour? Not getting along with the United States is a good deal. Not getting along with us is a good deal for Nate, too, I said. We have to be super nice. He doesn't have to do a thing. It's only for a week, Mom said. 5 days, 1 hour, and I looked at my watch. 18 minutes to go. It was 2 turns later that I went bankrupt. 2 turns after that, Tessa did too. In our family, losers put the game away. So after Mom gave us kisses and went to bed, Tessa and I rubber banded money piles. Meanwhile, Dad was getting Hooligan ready for his walk. Girls? Dad was kneeling by Hooligan's bed. He did not sound happy. Tessa and I knew what was coming. Yes, Daddykins? Tessa said. We love you, Daddy, I said. Dad said. If you love me, and if you love Hooligan, you can show it by cleaning out his bed. He waved his hand in front of his nose. Phew. I said, it's Tessa's turn. And she said, I did it last time. And I said, that was the other last. Dad held up his hand. I have an idea. How about if the 2 of you do your chore together? Tessa yawned dramatically. I'm so sleepy. Dad said, tomorrow, after soccer and ballet. And lunch, I said. And Song Boys, Tessa said. Before dinner tomorrow, Dad said. Promise? We promised. Then Dad and Hooligan left for the south lawn. A few minutes later, Tessa and I were putting on jammies when we heard the family phone ring. By then, Dad was back. I heard him talking, then a knock. Our door opened. It's Courtney, Dad said. She claims it's an emergency. An emergency apology? Today at school, we didn't even talk to each other. I reached, but Dad handed the phone to Tessa. Huh? Tessa didn't say anything at first, just listened. Finally, she shook her head. Well, duh, they're designer, but jeans still aren't appropriate. Oh, so that was it. She didn't want to apologize at all. She wanted fashion advice. I can't help it if it's the same thing your mom said. Tessa listened some more, then shrugged. Okay, sorry. Now she handed the phone to me. I hate all my dresses, Courtney whined. If I have to wear one, I'm not coming. Did I mention Courtney can be as dramatic as Tessa and just as annoying? And you're sorry we had that fight yesterday? I said. There was a pause. I bet she was trying to remember the fight. Oh yeah, she finally said. And you're not really that much of a princess. Now I had a choice. I could decide that was a good enough apology, or I could keep fighting. I was too tired to keep fighting. I forgive you, I said. For now, I thought. Chapter 18. Tessa woke me the next morning. I bet Colonel Michaels hasn't told the rest of the band the baton is even missing, she said. I am still sleeping, I said. Well, okay, Tessa said, but I am still talking. I opened my eyes and looked at my sister. Why wouldn't Colonel Michaels tell the band? He's embarrassed that he lost it, Tessa said. You know, like that time when my ballet shoe was gone and the recital was coming up, I didn't tell anybody. I don't think grown-ups are like that, I said. Why not? She said. Grown-ups are bigger than kids, but they're still people. I forget what happened with your ballet shoe that time. I was too embarrassed to tell Granny till we were leaving, Tessa said. We found it in the end, but we were late, and my teacher was so mad. I was going to ask where she finally found the shoe, but the alarm beeped. I hit the button. I've got one idea left, I said. It probably won't work. Plus, it will get us in trouble. I've got an idea too, Tessa said. Give up. We promised Colonel Michaels. I know, Tessa sighed. What's your idea? We ask Nate right out if he took the baton, and then we hope he confesses. Tessa nodded. It will never work, and it will get us in trouble for not being nice. But, she paused dramatically, it's our only hope. While I brushed my teeth and put on my soccer uniform, I tried to think of the best way to ask my so-superior cousin if he was a thief. Getting the words right would be tricky. I had to surprise him into confessing, but not surprise him into socking me. I practiced in front of the mirror a couple times, then I headed for breakfast. Tessa was already at the table. When I sat down, I saw no place was set for Nate. Isn't Nate eating with us? I asked. Excuse me. Dad was at the head of the table, hidden behind the Washington Post. It's a newspaper. He's got some special project or other. He's supposed to be back for lunch. Tessa looked at me. Now can we give up? I said no, but I was just being stubborn. Truthfully, I was out of ideas. As usual, Granny went to ballet with Tessa, and Dad came to soccer with me. Like always, Secret Service agents have to come with both of us. That day, Dad and Malik cheered like crazy, but my team, the DC Destroyers, got DC destroyed, 4-1. Meanwhile, at ballet, Tessa took a wrong leap and knocked over the girl next to her. Back home, Tessa and I took showers. We dried our hair, we ate lunch. Then it was time to get dressed for the Song Boys. I should have been so excited. Instead, I was so miserable. Tessa and I had bragged to Colonel Michaels about our detecting skills. We had promised we would find his baton. How could we tell him we had failed? If your mom is the president, you can't always choose what you wear. For public occasions, the ones with photographers and lots of people, Aunt Jen picks for us. Our clothes for the Song Boys concert were laid out on the bed. For Tessa, there was a pink skirt and a pink sweater and tights with pink flowers. She saw her outfit and squealed. Tessa loves pink. For me, there was a boring blue dress with pockets, white tights with blue flowers, and a boring white sweater. I did not squeal. And when I tugged on the dress, it was itchy. Hurry up, I said to Tessa. She was fixing her hair. If we go now, there's time to look for Nate. Tessa put her brush down. If we take the elevator, we can say hi to Mr. Bryant. Hooligan was waiting outside our bedroom and followed us. It was Tessa's turn to press the elevator button, but before she could, something amazing happened. Something unbelievable. Hooligan sat back on his haunches, leaned forward so his front paws hit the wall, and then, with the tip of his wet black nose, he pressed the button himself. We are stopping there. Hooligan just pushed the elevator button so that they could go downstairs. He's a pretty smart dog. All right. The concerts tonight. Are they going to find this baton, guys? Are they going to find Nate in time to ask him? And didn't they have something they were supposed to do before dinner? Tell me, what were they supposed to do before dinner? And Tell me what you think. Will they find the baton in time? Let me know.